So let's have a look first of all at what a chargeable person actually is. So if I could summarize it, for all intents and purposes, a chargeable person is going to be a person that is resident in the United Kingdom. It doesn't matter where the asset is situated. If you're a UK resident, you will be chargeable to UK capital gains tax. Now, when I talk about being resident in the United Kingdom, I'm talking about residence per the statutory residence test itself, the 2013 legislation. So if you're resident in the UK, you're definitely going to be chargeable on your worldwide assets. Now, if you are not classified as a UK resident in the United Kingdom, then in theory, the rule, if you like, is that when you make a disposal, you will not be chargeable to capital gains tax on that disposal. Now, of course, what that means is that if you had a asset that was pregnant with a gain, you might then want to become non-UK resident just to escape capital gains tax. So we'll see in a moment that there are some exceptions to this, and one of those is an anti-avoidance piece of legislation that stops taxpayers from doing that. So let's have a look at a summary now of a chargeable person. So we've looked first of all at our chargeable person in terms of their residence. Let's have a look and see the difference of our assets. So if you are UK resident and domiciled, as I said to you before, you will be chargeable on your worldwide assets. So that's also your UK assets and your foreign assets. If you're UK resident and non-domiciled, although you will be chargeable on your UK assets disposed of, if you dispose of assets abroad, you have the option to use the remittance basis. Now, not everyone has the option to use the remittance basis if they're non-domiciled. Remember, at some point you will get the remittance basis charge if you've been here for more than 7 of the last 9 years, and then it will go up from 30,000 to 60,000 when you've been here longer, and then when you've been here 15 years, you can't use it anymore. But in those first kind of 7 to 8 years, you will be able to use that remittance basis. So only chargeable if you remit the proceeds back to the UK. And then if you're non-UK resident, generally both of those categories will be non-chargeable. But remember, we just talked about those 4 exceptions. So the exception for an asset being used in a UK trade, then we had the exception for residential property and land, the exception for property-rich companies, and finally the exception for temporary non-residents.